Shalom, shalom, Mr. Brother Mawasar. Starting this video off a little bit earlier than usual, about 10 minutes earlier. Um, Lord willing, the Brother Shemawal can get in here. Right, like I said, I started this a little bit early. But this video really hits close to home for me because when it comes to self-control, everything about the truth comes down to self-control. And like I say, this hits very close to home for me because you can feel mighty in the spirit when you making a video. You can feel mighty in the spirit when you're around the brothers at the feast days. We just had the new moon last Saturday. It's easy to feel mighty then. It's easy to feel as if you the mightiest Hebrew in the land of Babylon. But when you by yourself, certain men, certain women, whether you got your own crib, whether you don't, it don't matter. Every human being, including children, has their time where they by themselves, including children. Even children have time by themselves. When your kids at school, they not with you. They're not with mama and daddy. They not with grandpa and grandma. They by themselves. And when you by yourself, you have to have that self-control. But that's one of them things that's a million times easier said than done. Because I don't care how mighty you get in this truth. Like I said, I don't care how many videos you do, how many new moons and Pentecosts you attend. I don't care, uh, how many fasts you go on. Self-control is one of the hardest things to ever go through because you have to tell yourself no. And the thing about being a human being is that there's nobody that's easier to say yes to than yourself. And I would challenge anybody to challenge me on that point. Tell me it's nobody easier in your life to say yes to than yourself. You got the perfect excuse for everything you do. I'm gonna skip on out on this. I got a headache already. Maybe this fast ain't for me. Maybe I should wait till my fast next week. You know, oh my rib or my husband getting on my nerves right now. Depending on if you a man or a woman in this truth, I'll have emotional control next week, next month, maybe next day of atonement. I'll atone for my sins. But today I had a bad day on the plantation, so hey, it is what it is. I got to deal with it. I don't care what nobody say. This is if you ain't heard no other video that we done ever made, I want you to really listen to this one. Cause this is something that even the mightiest of the mighty have to deal with. It's self-control. I believe the brother Tazamar just made a video today saying, basically you said yes to a bunch of things, but what did you say no to so far? The brother Tawar in the Milwaukee camp, he used to say all the time, a revolution is about what you say, about what you don't do, not about what you willing to do. It's a lot of people in the so-called black community, they willing to fight, they willing to shoot, they willing to do this, they willing to do that, but what are you willing to stop doing? How many so-called black men is willing to stop lusting? This woman going through it with her husband. How many men can say, nah, I'm not going to deal with you just because you and your household going through it? Because that's against the Most High God. That's hard to do. I don't care what nobody say. So let's get into these scriptures, right? Let's get straight into it. Shalom, Shemawal.
Shalom.
I started a little bit early, but I had to, man.
Hey, we here, man. I praise to the most high.
All praise. We here. Because it just, this is one of them topics, like I said, about 3-4 times so far in only 5 minutes. This is one of them topics that hit close because You can claim to have all the faith in the world. You can claim to have all the patience and the this and the that. But let's get Galatians 5 right quick. So like Galatians chapter 5. See, self-control is the real test of faith. You know, Christians like to talk about faith. People who don't even believe in God talk about faith. That's the crazy part. Faith is a word that's used very often in the English language amongst atheists, amongst Christians, Buddhists, Catholic, whatever. But faith is really tested in the form of having self-control. And a lot of us fall short. Hey, I didn't feel short. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you I didn't feel short before. In my life, in my close to 25 years of living, I didn't feel short in the lane of self-control. But the thing is, what are you gonna do after you fall short? Are you gonna be one of them people, hey, I fell short, hey, it is what it is. God know my heart, like a Christian? Or are you gonna be smiting your chest? You're gonna be like, dang, I fell again. I fell to that same demon again. You know, I've been trying to get up on time for work. Man, it's my third time being late this week. I've been trying to get these reading sessions in with my rib, with my kids. This is my third week in a row I didn't miss the reading session. My rib and my kids was ready. They were sitting on the couch in the living room, and I was late coming home because I didn't have no self-control. You know, my husband told me he was working on his anger. He working on his anger. I'm still getting mad at him for little things because I don't have no self-control, speaking as far as the women. And like I said, this is probably one of the heaviest topics we ever talked about, because if you think about the truth in its essence, it's about self-control, not celebrating Christmas after you done it for the last 24 out of 25 years of your life, the last 30 out of 30, however many years you've been on this planet. If you grew up in America and you wasn't born in the truth, you grew up celebrating Christmas, going to church, Easter, what else? I mean, it's a million different, 4th of July.
Birthdays.
Birthday. Oh my God, don't get me started on the birthdays, man. You grew up worshiping yourself. Hey, let somebody not remember your birthday in the world. You ain't gonna talk to them no more. Let your favorite cousin forget that damn February 16th. It was such and such birthday.
That breaks relationships, man.
You feel? Hey, you ain't gonna talk to them 20. Man, you gonna have kids in their 20s. Your kids ain't never met your auntie, your favorite cousin, and them, because they forgot your birthday back in the day.
Right.
We speaking all facts, man. We gonna bring it out like it is. Salakia for being long-winded, but like I said, this topic really hit home for me. All right. For those that don't know, the name Mawasar, I didn't pick that name. That was given to me. The name Mawasar in the Hebrew literally means discipline. I'm gonna say that again. The name Mawasar, which a mighty brother in the truth gave me. Mawasar means discipline. Discipline and self-control is synonymous. They mean the same thing. You can't say you got self-control without discipline. You can't say you have discipline without self-control. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to bring in a point because my name means Shema all means acts of God, what God has set. But when you cut off the word all and put and say Shema, that means obedient.
See that? Both the brothers up. Hey, look, man, y'all came to the right video today, man. Right?
Yeah.
Now, I say it all the time in these, and I'm about to bring some scriptures out, but I just really had to preface this whole message. Like, you sitting in front of two brothers who will never sit here and tell you that we got it all figured out and we just so perfect and we never end up slipping here and tripping there. That's not the case. However, it's about your effort, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, keyword us, we've been trying to get rid of certain spirits for years. Certain people, they've been trying to get rid of the weed for years. They've been trying to get rid of the freaky websites for years. They've been trying to get rid of eating abominable foods for years. They've been trying to get rid of breaking the Sabbath for years. Listen, I've been in the truth less than 10 years. As far as I know, this brother Shema Wall been in the truth for less than 10 years. There's people who've been in this truth for 20, 30 years. Ain't no telling what type of spirits they've been trying to get rid of. But we got to understand that self-control is the key. Let me get this in Galatians chapter 5. And Salakia for being long-winded, but like I say, hey, this topic just, man, this topic hit so close to home. This Galatians chapter 5 and verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Now, I'm going to look up the definition of temperance just for the edification of the church. The definition of temperance, it literally says temperance means moderation, self-control, and restraint in actions, thoughts, and desires, especially regarding appetites like food, drink, or passion, often involving avoiding extremes and maintaining balance. Hey, that's the AI review on Google. Temperance means self-control. We really got to understand that self-control is a part of the truth. And this is the thing. I'm going to just keep it all the way 1,000. Here in WFI, a lot of us brothers and sisters is young. Early 30s, mid 20s, late 20s. And one thing that's not glorified in our life today at this age, see, I'm 24. It's certain brothers, they early 30s, 31, 32. Anything before 40. Think about the generation we live in. Is self-control glorified? No. What is Eve glorified for doing? Twerking in the club. Catching as many men as she can. Living a hot girl summer. What is Jake glorified for doing? Catching as many shorties as he can. Hey, back in the day, they used to have a black book, man, with all the numbers in it. Hey, nowadays, it's Facebook. You go on Facebook. Hey, here in the Midwest, we still use Facebook. I know a lot of people around the country, you know, y'all too bougie for Facebook now. Facebook been played out for however long. But hey, I'm in Milwaukee, man. Facebook is active every day. I had to delete Facebook because it's hard to keep self-control when you bombarded with people without self-control. Gang banging don't require no self-control. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. You got to be ready to take the life of somebody every day. Who want to live like that? It don't take no self-control to have a one-night stand. It don't take no self-control to commit adultery against your husband. It don't take no self-control to, when your family and them add you to the group chat for man birthday party, for new birthday party, for you to just go and just be eating the birthday cake. You got that damn birthday cake hat, that damn cone on your head. You know what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah.
You got them damn Mardi Gras beads around your neck. It don't take no self-control to do that. So like I said, let's get into these scriptures, man. I got one more scripture and then you got it. If you got something. You got something?
Con, I got a precept.
Con, I'm gonna get some right quick and then I got you. One precept. Let's get Proverbs, man. See, I probably thought I was gonna jump in Sirach. See that? We're gonna wait a little later for Sirach. But come, man, let's get Proverbs 25. Because it's just, man, this topic hits so close to home. It's Proverbs 25 and verse 28. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Now I want you to time travel for a second. Just bear with me. Bear with me. When King Solomon, the wisest man to ever live, was writing this, there was no Instagram. Hey, technology didn't even exist. It wasn't no digital nothing. But even back then, he was saying the man that has rule, the man or woman that has rule over their spirit, they better than a conqueror. What do conquerors do? What did what's his name? Columbus do? When he came over to the North and Southern Americas, he conquered. He took over cities, lands, people. Before Instagram, before Snapchat, before Facebook, before Twitter. Right there, I don't call it X, I call it Twitter. You know what I'm saying? It's always gonna be Twitter to me, but that's besides the point. Before all of that, there were people that was taking over cities that was broken down without walls. But guess what? The Lord say, through the mouth of Solomon in Proverbs 25, he that has control over his spirit is better than Christopher Columbus. You better than Genghis Khan. You better than America in its entire history. America has taken over countless amounts of lands. But the Lord say in Proverbs 25 and 28, if you can control yourself, you better than a conqueror. How many people in your family right now do you know can control themselves? When they want that blunt, how many people can tell themselves, no, not today? When they want to go to the club, they had a long week at work. How many people in your family, yes, you, I'm talking to you. How many people in your family, no, I ain't going to the club. I'm going to spend some time with my kids. No, I'm not going to, ain't no hen dog and Don Julio tonight. I'm in the crib with it. You know, I need to read the book of Acts. I need to read Proverbs. I need to read Exodus. I ain't finished Genesis yet. So I'm going to read this again. Then you got it, Shmuel. It's Proverbs 25 and 28. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Imagine your house if it ain't had no walls to it. Your apartment, your townhouse, I don't care where you live at. Imagine your car without no doors on it. And it's snowing. It's cold outside right now. Imagine you ain't had no car, no doors on your car. Imagine the public bus that you taking. Hey, the public bus door never closed. How cold would you be? What you got to
See that? Oh, praise to the Most High. Right, Shalom. Shalom. I got Ecclesiastes 7, verse 8. Right? Got two precepts. Right? Because self-control is very, very important. Because when you have self-control, you can say no to yourself. Like the brother was saying, it's gonna be times where you will fall short, but you get back up and you build yourself up through the spirit to have that control in the first place. So Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8 says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and a patient in spirit is better than a proud in spirit. Because being patient comes with self-control. If you're not patient, you're not going to have self-control. If you're not patient on the Lord, obviously you're going to be out of control. Because now you're going to be like, oh, you delay the Lord's coming. Now you're freaking off. Things not speeding up to you. So now you go back into the world. You wasn't, you wasn't patient. That's really what it's going into. Because in order you to have self-control, you have to be patient, right? You have to have rule over your spirit. Reading on, it says, be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. So you got people that's quick to be angry, but not quick to actually calm themselves down and to be able to judge matters correctly, have discernment. Because one thing, when you have discernment, a self-control comes into play because you like, hold on, you know what? Let me relax. I'm gonna get in this situation. A lot of people get in crazy situations or their life is in shambles because they have no self-control. Look at brothers, they marry the wrong sisters, women marry the wrong man because of what? Not having self-control. You know, you make rash decisions not having self-control. I remember not to me to be long-winded, a story where I parked in a handicap, but I wanted to just get in, get out. I wasn't finna be that long. But you got Esau, so-called white man, appears out of nowhere, ready to give me a ticket. And I'm like, look, hey, I just in and out. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. And he just like on BS, but he wasn't gonna give me a ticket. He just wanted to feel, superior. He just wanted to be in authority. So he just dang on, not to be long winded. He just, hey, what is it? Boom, whatever he said. I forgot what he said, but me not having self control, I'm like, man, forget it, forget it. And he ended up writing me a ticket. Now I had to pay a damn, I believe, probably maybe $100 or something like that. Which is madness. If I had self control, he would never gave me that ticket. I could have just gave him what he wanted through the spirit and wisdom. You know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I should never did. Like, even, at that time, I'm like, man, ain't you trying to, hey, look, bro, I'm leaving. You trying to give me a ticket, but hey, look what happened. Not having self control. People getting crazy situations because of self control. Right? I wanted to get Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. Right? It says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So man don't know their time. Man, woman, and child do not know their time on this place. You could die tomorrow. You could die today. You could catch cancer and die slowly. Man do not know their time, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? And it says, so are the sons of men snared in the evil time when it follows suddenly, when it follows suddenly upon them. Right? So that evil, why I bring this out? Because we got all hell breaking loose. A lot of things is going on in this place, and evil can suddenly fall upon famine, pestilence, ice breaking into your doors. Next thing you know, we can't come to go to camp no more because of hate speech. The Bible's banned. Evil can suddenly falleth upon this world, which is evil now, but due to the prophecies that we're speaking about or thing that's going on, when that time happen, how much self-control are you going to have? Because it's going to end up being how much you built your spirit up in faith towards Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And people going to lose their mind in that day. Food gone. Babies crying because they hungry, and it's a lot of food shortages, and people have no shelter, no warmth. People's not going to have self-control. Why? Because one, they don't know the Lord. Two, they knew the Lord, but didn't do what they were supposed to do. So people are going to lose self-control. And now we have the time to gain self-control. We got to say no to ourselves. I got one more precept through the spirit. All right. Let's get I believe that's 2 Peter. All right. All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. So today we should be adding, to our faith. Right? What is virtue? Let's go to that. Because the more faith you will have self-control. Because you wouldn't be OC, or what we like to say. You wouldn't be OC, out of control, if you have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And that's for all situations. Your rib gets sick, medicine's not working for, you don't know what herbs to use and so on and so forth. Or damn, your rent due or your rent late, whatever that may be, whatever situation, off the top of the dome, or spirit you dealing with. If you have faith in the Lord, you wouldn't lose control of your spirit. Right? So it says virtue, it says behavior showing moral standards. Quality, consider morally good or desirable in person. It's a good or useful quality of a thing. Right? So I'm gonna read that again. It says, and besides this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge. Right? So we need to be adding to our faith. If we're not adding to our faith in these last days, which is the scriptures, right? Looking at the accounts of our forefathers and, far as looking at history too and seeing the practical things, hey, man, we're going to get caught out there. We're going to lose self-control. This is what we should be doing. It says, and to knowledge temperance, because you adding to your faith and you having a knowledge of what your forefathers went through, the knowledge of certain situations, you'll have temperance. Now you'll have self-control because you have that knowledge of what your forefathers went through, what your foremothers went through. And then what? To temperance, patience. Because when you have self-control, that's you having patience, right? You having patience of a war, you in, whatever that may be, the slothful demon, the lust demon, the anger demon, or damn, Lord created a lot of damn demons, a lot of spirits, but you will have patience, because war is not always rush. You can't always go in a full attack mode. You may have to be on defense for how long? Look at the what the 96 Bulls, man. They in the third quarter, I believe, like third or fourth quarter, they would have had the teams not scoring, straight defense for a long time. Now, obviously, that defense ended up from them scoring, right? But I like to bring up 300, Mighty Points, 300. They was in defense for a long time. You know how much self-control to not automatically attack? You have to be in defense. Because say, for instance, they automatically just go and attack. It wouldn't be a history of 300 because they all would have been dead instantly once the Persian and the Medes end up bringing down all them soldiers. Or if I should say, when they brought the captain first, when they warned them, they would have died then, right? But that's just to let you know that you may, have to be in defense for a long time for you to even pull out your sword. You might have to calculate when to shoot, calculate when to attack, or when to strike. So it says to temperance, patience, and to patience, godliness. And when you have self-control, you end up attaining patience. And with that patience, you attain godliness. Because Yahweh Shai, he was patient in persecution. Right? Look at Paul. Paul got beaten 3 times. 39 lashes, right? He was patient in that. Our forefather, Eleazar, right? We want to pray first. Let's get that. And then you got Oxalaki, right? Let's go to 2 Maccabees. I believe that's 2 Maccabees. Salaki. 2 Maccabees, chapter 6, verse. I'm going to jump down, just get right to the point. 2 Maccabees chapter 6, right? In verse 30. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that hath the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things because I fear him. And when you have self-control, you ultimately fear the Lord too. Because whatever sin that you, or not whatever sin, but whatever spirit you're dealing with, you know, you realize like I can't do this. Yes, we all fall short, but through grace and mercy, the Lord allowed you to build yourself up so you can say no when that time comes, right? But he said that I now endure soul pains in body by being beaten, but in soul am I well content to suffer these things because I fear him. And people, when they get in situations, they say they forget it, man. They lose control and say, you know what? I'm not serving the Lord. I don't want to be a Hebrew Israelite. This is not the truth. I want to be a Christian. Christians don't go through this. Muslims, they living well. You know what? Everybody enjoying themselves while I'm going through turmoil. You know, that's off. Where's the self-control at? My marriage, see, we shouldn't be going through this. We're in a truth. Why my marriage going through it? First of all, Paul told you in the first place, if you would have had that knowledge and understanding, you would have had that self-control. But due to you getting all soft, right? You lost that knowledge. You lost that wisdom. You lost that understanding. Now your spirit is all over the place, right? So I'm gonna read that point again. Right, it says, it is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure so pains in body by being beaten. And he has self-control because endurance takes self-control. We have to endure. We don't know. We know the prophecies. The prophecies is what allow us to have self-control, to be patient to the coming of the Lord. Right. Let's look at definitions. Definitions. Right. Endurance. All right, let's look at endurance real quick. Right, so it says endurance, the fact or power of enduring. There's power in endurance. It's power in having temperance. That's power. Look at Yahushua. Look at David. He has self-control by dealing with the afflictions that he had because he committed adultery. Right, and he owned up to his judgment, and he was enduring that. Absalom laying down with his wives, his concubines, right? He trying to take the kingdom. His son wanted to lay down with his sister. Saul wanted to kill him. This before he committed adultery, right? But after, you know, his sons freaking off, damn, his what was that? That was before he committed adultery. But when his wife got kidnapped, Amalek kidnapping him, everybody turned against him. He endured, had self-control, and encouraged himself in the Lord. That's power. It said the fact or power of enduring an unpleasant or difficult process or situation without giving way. Right? It says the capacity of something to last or to withstand wear and tear. Who did that? Our forefathers, man. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, in his distress. He was going through a lot. Uncle changing his ways just 10 times. His son being lost, Joseph. Distress, man. You know, that's hey man, being enduring, that's self-control, man. That's a power. And we gotta understand that. So as Eleazar going through these things, him having self-control, because he said that have the holy knowledge. He knows the precepts. He knows the law. He knows Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and realizing like, hey, I fear him. That self-control came into play. That endurance came into play. Like I said before, you know, I'm gonna end it off with this. When all hell break loose, people are not gonna have control over their spirit. They're gonna run rampant like chickens with their head cut off because they not have been building themselves up in the spirit of the Most High, in the precepts, looking at the prophecies, having faith, which is, it all ties to. But you got to.
God, hey, look, there's so many ways I can go with this, right? I just, Lord willing, the Spirit lead me where I need to go. But we're gonna start here. We're gonna start in Matthew, right? I'm gonna let the Spirit do what it do. Let's go to Matthew 24. Right, let's go to Matthew 24 because I done been in this truth long enough to know that whether you willing to admit it or not, you gonna feel like you missing out sometimes. It's called FOMO. That's what they call it in the world. FOMO stands for feeling of missing out. You know, while you at camp, see where we go to camp in Milwaukee, we on one of the hottest blocks of the whole city. I mean, it's bars. It's about 7, 8 bars on one block. And the brothers from my water been there, so you know, hey, it's cracking over there where we having where they having camp at. It's cracking over there, right? Oh man, all praise to the Most High. Shout out to WFI Europe, brothers tuning in from across that sea, man. All praise, right? But hey, we gotta understand that a lot of people is not gonna understand you, and if you don't have no self control, you're not gonna be able to handle it. So I'm gonna get Matthew 24 because I got a specific point that I want to get into. I think it's Matthew 24 and I believe verse 36, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew chapter 24, and verse 36. I'm gonna start at verse 36. Pay attention, y'all. Please pay attention. These are the words of Yahushua himself. This is red letter. Matthew 24 and 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. We have to remember that Yahushua, our Lord and Savior himself, does not know the time when the Lord is going to, when the Most High is going to send him to return. You know that? If you didn't know, now you know. And guess what? Yahushua himself don't know the day nor the hour when he is going to return. So how much more so you? Hey, you be late to work. You be late to camp. You missed it. You supposed to read Exodus whatever or First Samuel whatever today, and you missed it. You made an excuse for it. You just a man. You just a woman. Hey, Yahushua was on fire, and yet and still he don't even know the time when he's gonna return. How much more so you? You ain't Yahushua. Hey, last time I checked, I am not Yahushua. I can tell you that. I'm nowhere near on the level as Yahushua was. Lord willing, I could be, but I'm not, man. Yahushua has self-control on another level. Did he not say he could have called legions of angels? But he didn't, though, because he understood he was here for a bigger purpose than to do his own will. And how much more so us? We not here to fulfill our own will. See, if it was our will, right now on this good Wednesday night, we'll be on Bourbon Street. Whatever live area of the city that your city has, that's where you would be at if it was up to you. We'll all be in high-rise apartments paying $8,000 a month. Throwing parties every weekend. But it's not up to us. So let's keep going. It's Matthew 24 and verse 36. I'm going to keep reading. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until that day Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. I've been saying this recently. A lot of people ain't gonna know what's going on until that water hit their ankles. I want you to put yourself in the time of Noah. Noah was telling them, what was it, like 100 years? Hey, it's flood coming. The Lord finna do this. The Lord finna do that. We've been doing it. We ain't even been doing it for 100 years. We've been doing it since what, the 60s? Hey, imagine 100 years. You've been telling people, hey, now you better get ready. The Lord finna do this. He finna do that. And people just, they partying. Hey, it's nothing new under the sun, right? That club in your city, I don't care what country you in, whether you in Europe, whether you're in the continent of Europe and Germany and Sweden and in England, I don't care, France, wherever you at, they having a ball right now. Hey, a brother just sent to the group chat in America today that it's one of the biggest storms of all time getting ready to hit. Brother Shema all seen it. I guarantee he's seen it. It's supposed to hit like the whole southern half of America, one of the biggest storms ever. You think that your baby mama and them know that? You think your mama and them know that? They getting ready for Valentine's Day. They at Walmart right now buying them damn bears, buying them damn sweetheart candies for Valentine's Day, and don't even know that Donald Trump is about to go to war with numerous countries. And guess what these countries think? They don't think, oh, you one of them Israelites. No, you one of them Americans to them. There are countries right now saying, hey, Americans, y'all can't come here. You think when Esau send his army against the Israelites, they're gonna be like, no, you not WFI. We not worried about you. No, that's one of them watchmen. We not worried. So, Shema Wall, that's one of them watchmen. No, we looking for ISUPK. You think they give a damn what camp you in? Oh, you one of the ones keeping that Sabbath? Oh yeah, okay, we want him. You wearing them fringes? We want him. I'm gonna drop everything I got. Let's go to 2 Timothy right quick. See, over here at Watchmen for Israel, we bring out the truth. No matter how uncomfortable it is for you, none of that. And after this, you got it out. Let's go to 2 Timothy. I believe it's chapter 3 and verse 6. Let me see. 3 and verse 12. Pay attention to this. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Let's see what the mighty, mighty, mighty brother Paul had to say. 2 Timothy 3 and verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. Guess what? You saying, oh, how about Shem Yahushai? You wearing your friend? You're gonna suffer persecution. You don't get to escape. Yes, you watching this video right now. You claim to be in the truth. You got fringes on. You keeping the Sabbath. You not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You not making molten gods of the idols. You honoring your mother and father as the scriptures say to do, as the law of the Most High God say to do. Guess what? Paul said in 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12, you got that same persecution coming for you. When everybody else is losing a job for being an Israelite, for being a child of the Most High God, you are not exempt to that. It's going to take self-control to go through that. It's going to take self-control for you to deal with your mama and your auntie and your grandma and them saying that, oh, you a devil worshiper, you in a cult. We done heard it all before. You know, you preaching hate. That's one of their favorite things to say about the Israelites. See, when they can't rebuttal the scriptures, they just attack you as a person. How dare you this? Not the God I serve. I heard that before. I don't serve a God that say this, and that. I don't serve a God that hate this person and that person. Hey, well, guess what? We do. We serve the God of the Bible, man. So you got to really understand. I'm going to read that one more time, and then you got to show my wall. I probably got like one more precept after this, after you go. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. Yea, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. It's a hard road to the kingdom, bro. It's going to take some self-control. You're not going to be able to go to all the parties. You're not going to be able to for the ladies, you're not going to be able to participate in the crybaby challenge, in the silhouette challenge. When Megan Thee Stallion drop her new song, guess what you're not going to be able to do? You're not going to be able to shake your behind to it. You know? Hey, when the throat baby challenge drop, Jake, you ain't going to be able to that ain't got nothing to do with you. You supposed to be in the truth, right? And like the brother said, we fall short. We do this, we do that. But hey, it's gonna take self-control to get this kingdom. But you gotta Salaki for being on.
Nah, you good, man. Bring it out. It's gonna take a lot. Blood, sweat, and tears. Yahweh tried to do it. All right. It's gonna take a lot to endure. You know, but as of right now, we gotta make sure we endure, you know, or say no to, you know, our evil desires and whatever comes up, you know, from what's been brought down in the third heavens and what we have to go to war against, spiritual warfare. Because physically, when it happens, what you've been working on before it happened, you're gonna have to apply that, and it's gonna be known if you're really equipped in that day, right? So I'm gonna go to Philippians chapter 4, verse 11. It says, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." And I want to go to the definition of being content, because being content comes with self-control. Because you got people that just desire everything. They want it. If they ain't got enough, they gotta get more. You know, that's at this point, they're gonna lose control of what they have. Because when somebody covets, do they have self-control? No. Whatever woman they see, they attacking. Eve, whatever man she see, her legs open. You know, it is what it is. Whatever blunt they see, they ready to smoke it. Whatever drink, whatever that may be, they go above and beyond for that. No type of moral standards or none of that. So I'm gonna get the etymology of content. Right, it says contained, satisfied, right? It says the point to hold together. When you have self-control, you holding your spirit together. You holding yourself together. You telling yourself no. How many, not just 5 times, but 1,000 times, you telling yourself no. Like we always say, in what every man in his truth says, you're going to be saying no to yourself than anybody else. you know, and that takes a lot of self-control because a lot of people can't look in the mirror and say no, you know, and if you can't and you know you haven't, get yourself together, build yourself up, you know, take advantage of that mercy and grace and righteousness and use it because the Lord didn't pick you for no reason. You got a chance to make it to the kingdom. And most are willing we all make it. But as of right now, we got to make sure we say no to ourselves and be content of whatever state we in, right? Whatever as you going through affliction, hey, be content in that. Really have self-control. The Lord made you want you to have gain self-control and boost faith in him. It's the reason why you're going through things. You know, you're getting correction. Some people just lose their mind because they feel like they don't need to be corrected, which is off, right? So I'm gonna read that again. It says, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. As we read Eleazar, man, he was content. He was satisfied and enduring sore pains for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Why? Because he said no to eating that pork. And there's gonna be people that's hungry and they gonna eat that pork when Esau presented to them. No self-control whatsoever. It takes a lot of self-control to not want to celebrate your birthday. That's power, endurance. That takes a lot of power, man. Right? Let's get Matthew. Let's go to Yahushua's words, man. Right. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. These things is what help you to realize what we brought out in 2 Peter chapter 1. For you to be like, okay, that self-control will come so-called easy into another man's eyes because you have the knowledge of my forefathers went through this, or so with this in this situation. Okay, all praise to the Most High. And you throw a prayers to the Lord. Not saying it's that easy, but outside looking in from somebody else's point of view, we make it will make it look easy, so-called. The whole time we going through it. But that little bit of strength, though, that's all we need. Matthew chapter 10, verse 18. Where I'm gonna start at 17. It says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. This is about to happen, right? This is going to happen. I mean, the time is, you know, it's damn 5 seconds to them skin 30. Next thing you know, hell gonna break loose. Right? It says, and these shall be brought before governors and kings before my sake, so like for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given to you in that same hour what ye shall speak. Right? So Yahushua is giving counsel towards the 12, the disciples. You know, and those people outside, he's talking to us, man. He's talking to the disciples. He's speaking to us. When they deliver you up, right? Don't take no thought of what you should speak, right? He's letting you know to, hey, sit back, be cool. I mean, he's letting you know what's going to happen. You know, about a wicked woman, a wicked man, spirits, what's going on in the third heavens. Hey, the Lord literally putting this out for us to be able to gain faith in him, gain self-control, how to rule over your spirit, right? So I'm gonna read that again. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And you will gain that self-control in that day, most high willing, because you realize that, hey, this is all of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I honestly don't have to do anything. The spirit is going to take control. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has everything covered. You see people lose control when they tire pop. Why are you tripping for? The Lord let us know all these afflictions are the damn, just all the afflictions and the hell that comes to play You know, he letting us know that it's coming. It's gonna be before you. Don't think like it's not gonna happen, right? Even though we in the flesh and we love to feel good and everything is going well, but hey, this is why this book is to remind you that we in captivity right now. The Lord has to set a reminder we're in captivity. So you need self-control. Because what if the Lord didn't remind you is captivity, that you own punishment? Then when all hell break loose, you'll be like, dang, what do I do? You're gonna be out of control and you're eating roadkill because you ain't got no food and you just going off. Right. So the Lord is letting you know when you get taken up, right? Take no thought of what you should say. And we reading this, we like, oh man, that's self-control right there. That's patience in him. That's patience on the spirit of the Lord, right? So let's read on, right? Then you got it out. Verse 20. I'm gonna read that again. For it is not ye that speak, but the spirit of your father which speaketh in you, right? And you got brothers that would do, you got brothers that would literally, like I seen a video of a brother snitching on his homie, man. He was eating pizza, no self-control whatsoever. You chose a lot, you know, you chose a lot of being a gang banger or whatever that may be. Now you're doing things, you get taken up in an investigation room, and now you're telling on everybody, right? You the one that put yourself in this. It's like an Israelite man. He coming in here, the Lord telling you what's to bestow you. It ain't gonna be easy, but it's gonna be easy if you lean on me, so on and so forth. And all things come to play. Now you're giving up your brothers, and you throw away the fringes. You put your Bible in the attic. You know, you're going off, man. That's how you move through the spirit. You got a damn Jake. You know, he damn just gave up his brothers. He eating pizza, right? And then they bring in, you got Esau coming in, bringing 4 more boxes of pizza. And he's smiling. And that's what's going to be Israel in that day when they give you up, right? A wicked man, a wicked woman giving you up, giving up the man of the Lord. But, you know, hey, if you got you have self-control because you realize that the Lord he brought these things out, man. Right. So verse 21, it says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So the Lord is telling the disciples, these things is gonna happen. So I'm gonna need you to be in the spirit. You don't have self-control. You're not in the spirit if you don't have self-control. The brother read fruits of the spirit, right? But you got to
God, hey, like the brother brought out, they say the father is gonna deliver up the child. How far out of the spirit do you gotta be to give up your own creation to the so-called white man? Hey, I got children. I have one child. I don't have children. Right, and Salaki, right? Shalom. Brother Ozzy be tuning in to like every video. Shout out to that brother.
praise the most high.
Khan, love you too. Hey, look, man. It's a lot of people that's probably going, Lord willing, is going to view this video that have children. I only have one. It's people with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many children? However many children you got. I know none of us can actually imagine Esau like, hey, either I'm gonna do it to you, either you gonna die or your child gonna die. You just kind of go ahead, son, go handle that. Go ahead, daughter, go handle that. God forbid, man. God forbid any one of us, whether it's me or Shmawa, bro, Shmawa ain't got no kids, but that's besides the point. Any of us who actually on this video, watching this video, I don't care if you're watching it right now, if it's 10 years later, 20 years later, it don't matter. Right now in 2026, God forbid any of us give up our own children. That's a complete lack of self-control. We gotta really count the cost. Let me get that. You got any closing precepts? I don't want to cut you off before because
Um, I ain't got none. I'll let you know if it through the spirit. Matter
okay.
of fact, con. Yes, yeah. I got a precept.
Okay, bring that out right quick. I'm gonna get this verse after you.
Con, I'll praise to the Most High. All right, yeah. So self-control is important, obviously, in these last days. Whatever that you may be dealing with, whatever spirit, whatever that may be, realize that you're gonna have to say no to yourself. And whatever situation you may be in, realize that you're gonna have to be still so you can actually judge matters correctly. Because if you don't have self-control, you're not gonna be able to have sound judgment. Because look at King Solomon with the two women. What if he lost control? He wouldn't be able to use the wisdom that the Lord gave him, that he asked for. He wouldn't be able to use it, right? So I want to go to James chapter 1. Right? It's James chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations." I mean, why is James saying this? Right? This one, he walked with Yahweh. He walked with Yahweh. So he knows something. Not something more, not even something, but all more than me. He said, "My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations." That means that you need to be glad that you're going through something and stop overreacting that you in this situation. Easier said than done, but that's when the mercy and grace, you start to build up and you studying and stuff like that. It takes time. This is a race. It's not meant for you to sprint. It's not meant for you to damn, just full throttle. No, right? Verse 3, it says, "Knowing this, that the trying of your faith work of patience," right? In order to have patience is self-control. That patience and temperance come hand in hand. And with all that, whole time, that on top of that is faith. Because in order you to have that, you gotta what power you're relying on. Because if you're relying on the Most High, that means that you have patience and temperance. For you to even lose control is because you're not thinking upon the Lord. You're not in the spirit. For you to not have patience because you're not thinking upon the Lord. You're not in the spirit. The mind is the Lord is literally out your mind, right? When that bomb drop, when the power shut down, people are gonna lose their mind. Why? Because their mind is not on the Most High. They didn't know the things that were written that the Lord said that was gonna happen. And you got people that know this and still tweak out. Something ain't right. God forbid that's us. But it says, "Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience." So whatever that may be, you at war. Because ultimately we are in spiritual warfare right now. It's gonna get physically. It's gonna get physical, right? And if we not handling the things through the spirit, what makes you think we're gonna handle things that are actually presented towards us? What makes you think you're gonna handle things outside of you if you can't deal with the things internally with you? Because that's self-control in itself. How the hell you can't battle yourself, but you out here battling other people's spirits, and you you're not even gonna even have control of your household because you ain't even got control over yourself. How you gonna have how you gonna have service in subjection, but you can't even have your own body in subjection? That's crazy work, man. Verse 4, it says, "But let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect, entire, and wanting nothing." You ain't gonna lack nothing. Because if your mind is on the Lord, you're not gonna lack temperance, you're not gonna lack patience, You're not gonna lack joy or anything like that because your mind is strictly on the Most High. But you gotta.
Con. I'm gonna get I'm gonna make this my last precept, bro. I'm gonna get this in Matthew chapter 26 and verse number 41. This is Matthew 26 and verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And the reason I wanted to end off the whole entire lesson on self-control on that note is because Yahweh Shah himself, our Lord and Savior himself, this is red letter in Matthew 26 and 41, said, your spirit is going to be willing to do everything that you're trying to do. You trying to quit this, you trying to quit that, you trying to start doing this, you trying to start doing that. But you know who's going to be against you? Your flesh. You know, hey, I'm going to use a simple example. When you want to get up to go to work on time, is it your spirit against you or your flesh against you? That damn alarm go off. Do you hit the snooze button? I want you to don't lie to me. I'm just a man. Don't lie to me. When that 5:30, that 5 o'clock, that 6:30 alarm go off, do you hit the snooze button or do you get out the bed? Are you 10 more minutes? You know? Hey, a lot of us gotta ask that question. I done been guilty of that. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. That 10 more minute spirit. 10 more minutes. I'll get up. You know, next thing you know, it's 30 minutes later. You done jumped out the bed. Oh, dang. Now you got 20 minutes to get to work. It's a 20-minute drive to work. You got crust in your eyes. You got dry slob on the side of your face. Y'all know what I'm talking about, man. Let's be for real. I'm going to read this again. It's Matthew 26 and verse 41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Your flesh so weak. My flesh so weak. It's so weak that we gonna do this video on self-control. And not only us that's making a video, but those that's watching the video, your flesh is gonna get tested. And it's gonna show you how weak it really is. If your spirit ain't built up, let's get that in Proverbs 25 and 28 one more time, and then I'm gonna close up. Proverbs 25. I mean, this flesh so weak. Guess what? Somebody sneeze on you at work. Now your flesh got a cough. Now you caught the. Hey, my son gave me the flu a couple weeks ago. Hacking and sneezing and coughing all over the place. Our flesh is weak, bruh. Y'all remember the COVID? The damn pandemic. Y'all remember that? Thank the Lord I never caught it, but damn near everybody I know had COVID. Your flesh is weak. Your flesh get pimples on it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, our flesh is super weak. Bro, our flesh couldn't bench 5 pounds on steroids, man. That's how weak our flesh is. So let's read this in Proverbs 25 and 28. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit. Key word, key phrase, his own spirit. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. And the way that I interpret this as a man is that as a man, and I'm speaking to the men right now. That don't mean that the women and children can't listen, but I'm speaking to the men. I'm a man. This brother Shema Wall is a man. I'm speaking to you as a man. Your number one goal should be ruling over your own spirit. Because the whole truth, not eating pork when the Lord told you not to, comes to you ruling your Holy Spirit. Anybody who's eaten bacon before, you're not finna sit here and lie like it's not good, like it don't taste good. I wish you would lie. Say you ain't used to eat them bacon burgers, them damn baconators from Wendy's. I wish you would sit here and lie before the Lord Himself. But it takes self-control to be like, nah, we not with the baconators no more. It takes self-control to say, nah, them pork chops, nah, we cool. Catfish, crab legs, lobster tip, we cool. I used to, hey, them damn new Jordans come out every Saturday. It takes self-control for you being a natural sneakerhead to be like, nah, Saturdays is the Lord's Sabbath. Ain't no more buying the new J's. That's hard for some. That's not a spirit that I deal with, but it's certain brothers in the world. Hey man, them damn J's. They had to have a new color with the new threes, the new 11s, the new 12s, the new sevens, the new sixes, the new fives. Brother Shema kind of scratching his head, man. Let me find out, Hey man, but in all seriousness, we got to understand that self-control is very important. This is something that we should be working on every single moment until, hey, the Lord crack the sky. And even every moment after that, this is something I'm going to work on because I got things I need to work on. I'm not perfect at self-control. I'm not Yahweh Shah, like I said earlier. It's certain things I got to work on. It's certain things, Brother Shema, I got to work on. It's certain things that you, the listener at home, man, woman, or child, it don't matter. You got to work on. Because, like I said in Matthew 26, and after I read this, we're going to end this video off. I'm going to read this again in Matthew 26, Salaki. Matthew 26 and verse 41. And it says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Again, your spirit is going to be willing to get you through whatever temptation you got, but your flesh is going to be weak every time. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Kwam Yasharala, and Shalom.
Shalom.